Good day to all. Good day to all. This is my Wednesday live. Nurturing of our humanity. I'm gonna get all the visuals off my screen, so I have nothing to distract me. Um, this topic is going to continue in the vein of the last couple of videos. Kind of serious. This one may be more serious. This one more serious than the others. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it. The title of this video is "The Solution to Our Troubles So Simple?" What is that simple solution that I'm speaking of? Like, let's talk about what our troubles are for a second. What is troubling you guys? Healthcare, uh, money, politics, the wars. Uh, I mean, what is troubling you, right? But is the answer to all of these things, and you can just put on that list whatever you need to. Are the answer, or is the answer so simple? What is that simple? I'm gonna tell you what simple is. Simple is unity. Unity is something that doesn't cost a dime, but it seems so elusive. Let's identify some of the divisive elements that keep us bickering or picking sides, from politics to your financial class that you're in, by how much money you have, um, religion, education, uh, let's say sex. And when I say that, I'm talking about gender wise, but there can be divisive elements. There's so many more. Bob would love for somebody to just in the comments just speak on maybe what other things you might have thought of that I missed, but I believe they'll fit into a conversation that's housed in such a big prism. What I want to speak to now is why I have clarity in this world, as things are, I can clearly see in people around me things getting very cloudy and confusing and frustrating. And I'm not saying I'm completely devoid of that, but what gives me clarity is what I believe in my belief system, and that system of belief is still rock solid as things are falling apart. What's making these times so dangerous right now is what's falling apart is the financial system. Let's get a little more specific: the American dollar. That's where the fall is happening. Why is that so damning? Well, because over the last, I don't know, I'm going to say at least a couple of 100 years for sure, but let's just say, to speak to the world that we're in right now, within the last 80 years, a lot of people have dumped their value, their best hours, their most precious time. They've translated it into time at work and dollar bills and things of that type. So their seed of investment in life is housed in the fiat currency of American dollars. That will create a strong bias. And I understand that. I know that change is hard. And this is not a simple thing I'm talking about here, but I just know this net grabs a lot. When I put this net out, this is going to grab most people. Most people fall into subservience to money. But why do I have clarity in these times? Not because I don't need money, not because there's things that I can't purchase because I don't have enough of it. I'm in that same boat with a lot of people. But it comes down to your obedience or your following or giving it the power of a deity or something ungodly is where it becomes a blurred line. And I just think right now, so many people saw their way through life walking on the golden bricks of money, American dollars to be exact. And those bricks are smaller and more fragile and uh, less valuable than ever, and on the path of doing more of that same thing, which makes that path now, which makes a lot of people not be able to poke their chest out the way they were before. Um, why do I believe that this is that time? Well, I believe this is that time because I'm seeing across the board more hardship than I've ever have before. There's a silver lining to that. When everybody across the board has something in common, everybody across the board has something in common. This could be the catalyst for us to unify and figure something out as a group like we're supposed to. Whether that's how to obey and who to obey. I mean, for sure that I don't want to go into a lot of side quotes, but uh I think it was Rizza Islam that said it. But how can you be a man when you're just buying your way into a system of somebody else's, you know? Like you never can own something for real here. I mean, don't we see this? How many people have you been to a funeral and seen the way their life sunsets and what their things end up meaning in the long run? The things that they sacrificed a lifetime for. And a lot of times it turns into a lot of bickering and infighting and stuff. But along the way, those things are losing value and getting older. And it's just stuff. It's really just stuff. When are we going to start building something that can stand without the permission of what we say is decaying us? And that's what we have to do. That's what is to be done. Now, at this point, there's levels to unity, but all of them are good. Because however we pull all the elements together, we need to pull them all together. But some people will not be able to see past their age biases. Some people will not be able to see past their gender biases. Some people won't be able to see past their racial demographic biases. Some people won't be able to see past their financial biases. Some people won't be able to see past their religious biases, political, you name it. So but for whatever it's worth, if you unify and bring your grouping together, whoever your bubble is, whoever's in your bubble, um, by bringing that group together, and brother, I just brought the chat up so I could see it, so I wasn't able to see the comments. I see them now. I'll be on them. I'll get to you, my brother. I'll be there with you, okay? But I believe right now that the reason things can actually I see hope in it. This is me and my silver lining, but the hope that I see is that even though we still have so many differences, we're starting to have more commonalities. That's what brings this next part into play. I want to share this with you. I'm sure I've said this on here before. I'm going to say it again. This is what it is. Hard times create strong men. Strong men create easier times. Those easier times create weak men. Those weak men create hard times. And then once again, it loops around, and those hard times creates bring strong men. So with the times feeling as hard as they do, I just have hope that we're actually getting strong right now. This pain is the strengthening of us, our coats getting stronger, us not being so pussy, to just say it more straight. We definitely coming out of a soft man era. There's no doubt about it. A weak man era, an era where men are actually competing with women to be women and for rights of women and stuff like that. So I can't even go any further to say that is weak, or let's just say unmasculine. It's definitely not masculine behavior, but um that's just the times we're in. That's what the politics are moving towards. A whole lot of stuff is moving towards this weak stuff. Now listen, this is my channel. I talk my shit over here. This is my place to do it. And I don't mind sharing my truth, because behind it all, I know my heart. In my heart, I want everybody to win. I'm not biased. I'm not racist. I'm not any of that. I want to figure out how to win. And I think the system is forcing us all to blame losing on each other, as somebody else is actually the one pulling the strings. We have to get to that. And right now, we have the tools at our fingertips and our beck and call to get the information we need to not be fools led in the dark. With that said, I'm gonna definitely look at my comments real quick, but I want to just leave this on the way out. You have to, first of all, you don't have to do a goddamn thing. Become someone that matters outside of this matrix. That's what'll give you peace. If your only value is when you're plugged into this system and the way you are a pawn in this game, everything else is off the board, is like a loss. But when you actually can see yourself and your world outside of that, when you can see the value that you have and would bring without these systems giving you a title or giving you your worth, if you have self-worth, self-esteem, outside of the system of money and taxes and all this stuff, can you still make sense of the world? If a kid comes up to you, a 8-year-old child, and says, like, what does this mean? Do you know how to explain it to them in a way that's not just like a bunch of over puffed up words and stuff? Can you really make sense of what you're saying and thinking? Can you make sense of your logic in this world that we're living through? So I just want to say, just know that the world of money and taxes is the same way that we're controlled, separated, divided, and put into classes. I don't know how we keep thinking we're going to win at a system like that. We have to almost, I'm going to get into, I think I'm going to keep following this train of thought and seriousness for a little while, because I've been kind of steering away from it. I kind of owe my nephew that I get on here and pop my peas and talk my shit a little bit. But anyway, let me see what's up with my boy Guillermo, man. Let's see what's up with him. In the long run, we won't take anything. Well, just know, in the long run, it's going to be the person with the longest health, that stands up the longest and has a voice the longest, that'll probably determine that. I don't know if I trust the generations coming behind us right now to do the stuff that I'm thinking about necessarily. So I think it's important that we put our thoughts and our ideas out here. That's why I would even encourage you as well to turn your YouTube around and stop making it just an entertainment network, but start putting a little bit of your essence on it. Just be encouraged to. Um, I'm talking minds a little bit, but anyway, listen. I just wanted to say, is the solution to our troubles as simple as us unifying outside of the system that's been laid out for us to follow? I believe that answer is true. So if you follow me on Facebook and other stuff like that, you can see little touches of my radicalness moving around. But I'm trying to stay mild leveled, and I'm not a problem out here. I'm a cool, smooth individual. That's a helpful part of society, I would think, for the most part. I try to bring good energy and encourage good stuff out of others. But right now, it's like, who is the person or persons that are supposed to do what to get us the catalyst to get to where we need to get to? And I just want to make sure I do my part in whatever that is. Anyway, this is my uh, piece of that. And this is me over here at that's me over here at Nurturing Our Humanity, just talking my little stuff. But listen, um, be the change that you see is needed around you. It's not for you to tell somebody else to do it, it's for you to do it. That's why it's bothering you. All right. And with that, uh, that's it for my Wednesday Live. Until next Wednesday, adios, amigos.